Hello everyone, welcome to the 4th episode of this series. In case you missed out on Quester, check the video on my channel. Today, I will be showcasing Malick, the Necroabyssal Spectre, a tank who can initiate early and pull enemies to their doom. Malick came from the idea of a character from Necrokeep who is so fueled by vengeance. He manifests into a raging spirit who is blinded by hate, too far gone, but still chained by some kind of conscience he had from when he still had a physical form. Most importantly, I wanted a character who is clearly inhuman, but not so much as to feel alien. In my mind, Malick is a vengeful being beyond life, raging like flames that cannot be dimmed, fed by the satisfaction he gets from vengeance. So, while conceptualizing, I came up with the idea of a fiery spirit, quite literally burning in anger. I also wanted to incorporate bones in his design to further express the idea that he was once human. And because Malick is from Necrokeep, I made sure to incorporate the Ridgeburg crest that you can find on the armor of Ridgeburg's soldiers, which you can see while I'm making variations for his design. While exploring options for his design, the option of him having only his mandible left really caught my interest. I think having only a skull for a face would make him interesting enough for Mobile Legends, but having only his lower jaw would truly set him apart from the others. So I ultimately chose the option with that design decision. I also explored how his chains would look, but in the end, I chose the most normal looking ball weights with the chains intact instead of broken. However, I do think that the option with chains coming from rifts in the ground was more interesting than what I had chosen, but I found it challenging to work with, so I rejected that idea. Malick was a corrupted soldier created by the Mist during the Abyss's attack on Necrokeep during Vexana and Duke Atticus's wedding. When Alice ordered the Abyssal demons to attack and take over the kingdom, Malick was one of the soldiers who fought in the front lines. Corrupted by Alice's wicked powers, Malick lunges at Vexana, only to be blocked by a sword. Duke Atticus's might stops Malick just in time to save the bride. At that moment, Malick begins to feel tremendous power fill his helpless body. The great power of the Abyss has once again proved to be merciless against the lands it aims to corrupt. A glimpse of his will prizes its way through his corruption to see the state of the war against his homeland. The Duke, seemingly out of his mind, raises his sword against Vexana and swings, but with a stab through the heart, Leomord puts a stop to the Duke's attempt to harm the bride. A wave of dizziness hits Malick. The whispers of the Abyss flood his mind with evil as tears flow from his eyes, taking in all the guilt and shame he feels from betraying the kingdom. Then, in a split second, the cold touch of a war axe's sharp edge hits the back of his neck. A fellow soldier had stopped Malick from turning into the very evil he vowed to stop from the start. Or so he thought. The Mist, once sealed in the heart of Ridgeburg, released by Vexana through the staff, makes Malick teeter between life and death. In the aftermath of the war, a spirit roams in the barren lands, chained by his guilt, driven by his anger. Malick, neither a loyal soldier nor a man turned demon, vows to do whatever it takes to drag the Abyss down with him. This was by far the most difficult in-game look I have ever done, merely because Malick's parts were pretty hard to separate, especially because the flames had a lot of curves and edges, and they were glowing as well. The chains that dragged behind him were also pretty hard to put into perspective. Looking back now, I think it would have been easier if I just drew it again from scratch instead of making use of the existing concept art I made. But it's what I usually do to be more consistent and efficient after experiencing firsthand how complicated and how long it takes to create these videos alone. I had the most trouble making the chest plate look like it's seen from above, but in the end, I did manage to make it look decent. The hard shadow always helps make the whole thing look better and more believable. Passive, Black Flame's Curse. Malick gains stacks while moving. When reaching 10 stacks, the next basic attack's damage is increased and stuns the target for 0.8 seconds. Upon hitting the target, Malick gains a 50% movement speed boost for 1.5 seconds. First skill, Weaponized Punishment. Hold the button to control the movement of Malick's weights for 5.5 seconds. When the weight crashes into an enemy hero, it deals physical damage and drags them towards the direction of the weight. Additionally, when the weight crashes into walls, enemy heroes, or jungle creeps, the weight explodes in a small area, dealing extra physical damage and stuns heroes within the area of effect for 1.2 seconds. Second skill, Freed Vengeance. Malick is released from his chains and gains 75% movement speed for 3 seconds, releasing fire energy that deals physical damage per second to enemies directly behind him. Malick can then chain an enemy hero within the duration, dealing physical damage and pulling enemies into the direction of his movement for 2 seconds, as well as disabling blink skills. The disabling of blink skills makes sure that Malick fully capitalizes on the DPS from the fire behind him when casting this skill. Enemies can damage Malick for 8% of his max HP to free themselves from the chain. Ultimate, Black Flame's Unrest. Malick casts Black Flame's Unrest on the target direction. After 1 second, he turns into his Black Flame form and creates spinning flames on the outer edge of the skill, becoming untargetable and chaining enemies caught in the area for 4 seconds. Enemies caught cannot leave the area of effect and deals physical damage per second when enemies touch the edge of this skill. Malick's displacement capabilities allow him to disturb enemy movement for extended periods of time by casting his skills one after another, pulling enemies into allied territory. Malick was first created in July of 2025, and I'm very glad to finally have shared him now. If you want to see more of me creating new Mobile Legends heroes, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, as it really helps me keep going. What do you think about Malick? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. Until next time!